Hello there. Hi, welcome to another episode of A to Z of Consciousness. And today we have reached the letter E. Today is the fifth episode in this series. And we are talking about E for ease today. So, as a few more people join in, I would like to give you a recap. A was about awareness, B was about being and body, C was contribution, D was about distractor implants, all of those distracting elements that don't allow us to be fully conscious. And today we're talking about E for ease. So if you have missed out on any of the previous episodes of the A to Z of Consciousness series, please go back to our IGTV section. There are all the videos are uploaded right there for you to watch. So, thank you all for being here today. I wish you guys are all doing safe, your families are safe. It's good to see you all here, and I'm excited to talk about another wonderful, magical element of consciousness, something that is, I think, the true foundation of consciousness, which is ease. So, if you know anyone from the study of access consciousness, or if you have heard me or Jessica talk before, or if you have heard the founders of consciousness, Dr. Dane here, Gary Douglas, talk about consciousness, or if you've heard any of the talks on YouTube before about consciousness, you would have heard this one statement that all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. There is so much of focus on this one life, on this one statement. This was actually one of the first tools of consciousness as spoken by Gary, the founder of Access Consciousness, and he just asked everyone. He actually till date suggests everyone to repeat this over and over again. He says to start your day repeating this one statement 10 times. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And end your day the same way, repeating this one statement. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And this is more like an access consciousness mantra. It's more like a motto, a belief. And anyone who enters the study of access consciousness is told to repeat this statement. So when I started my journey into access consciousness, this was one thing suggested to me too, to go on repeating this one statement, and I did repeat it over and over again like a crazy parrot. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, glory. And of course it created all the necessary shift that was required in my life. But as and when I went on repeating this statement and went on asking for more ease, more joy, more glory to show up in my life, I started to understand a lot more about this tool, a lot more about ease, and that is exactly what I'm going to be talking to you about today. So, if you define ease, what is ease as per you? Ease, as simply put, is just the absence of difficulty, or ease is the energy of effortlessness, you can say. So, everybody has their own definitions of ease, first of all. So just this afternoon I did a little survey on the page, on our page, Solution Healing, that I asked all of you to send me your own personal definitions of ease. What do you think ease is as per you? And I got these very interesting answers. Somebody said ease is relaxing, ease is being happy, ease is self acceptance, it is comfort, it is being true to yourself. So many different answers, varied answers came in, and that is true. Ease has no set definition, and everybody has their own way to choose ease. For example, if I have 1 hour of free time, it could be ease for me to just put on some loud music and dance. For someone else, that may not be ease. For someone else, ease would be okay, I want to just go to the kitchen and bake a cake for myself or cook some comfort food. So ease for everyone is different. Ease has a different definition to everyone. So let's understand that if something is easy for you, something is ease for you, it may not be ease for someone else. And let's also understand one more thing, that a lot of people call peace of mind ease. There is this energy wherein people say, oh, I want peace of mind. Okay, peace of mind is actually ease. Peace of mind is ease, when things come to you with ease, when all of life comes to you with ease. And as Jessica and I started to facilitate more and more people, started talking to more and more people, we actually started to find out that everything that anybody ever wants is actually ease. People want ease. That is the end of it. People want ease in their financial realities, to be able to create money with ease, to have ease in relationships, to have more beautiful, joyful relationships that are so easy to handle, have ease in having a good, healthy, fit body. Everybody wants ease at the end of it. And if we are all just striving to have ease in our lives, and if we are the creators of our entire reality, then why can't we choose ease? Where is ease disappearing from our life? So we all want ease. We are the creators of our life, but where is all the ease? Why isn't ease showing up for us? So that is exactly what I will be talking about in the live today, and I am happy to see all of you. Hi, hello there. Thank you for being here. All right then. So, going back to what I was talking about, we all want ease, don't we? We want ease in money creation, we want ease in relationships, ease in life altogether, okay? Being happily, joyfully, healthy, having ease in losing weight, having ease in maintaining a disease-free body. So if we are choosing ease, and if we are the creators of our reality, where is all the ease going? Why aren't we actually choosing what we truly desire, which is ease? So I actually want to take an example of my own here to put some light on this matter. I started to repeat this statement: all of money, all of financial ease, all of financial abundance, all of financial glory comes to me with ease. And I kept on repeating that, repeating that. And when I started to repeat that, all of money comes to me with ease, all of money comes to me with ease. And I recommend that you also repeat that statement a lot for yourselves. So when I started to repeat that, I got this disturbing awareness, rather. I was quite taken aback with what showed up in my energy. And that was that I was not willing to have money with ease. I was not willing to create more money for me with total ease. And I kept wondering, why is that? What is my subconscious telling me? So I had this sudden awareness that I don't want money with ease. I want money to come to me with total hard work. I want money to come to me with total effort. Otherwise, how else will I prove my worth? How else will I prove that oh my God, I've really earned it and I've worked hard for this and I bloody hell deserve it? That is the problem. We all want to have lots of money, but we are so afraid of having money without any struggle. Otherwise, people will think, oh, he's just lucky, he's just blessed. Oh, she's so entitled to have all of that money in her life. She barely even worked for it. We are so afraid of judgment at times that we don't even want to invite ease in our life. And that's one of the greatest things that we do to push away ease. When we want to prove our worth, prove our greatness. And I want to ask all of you here, how many of you are actually pushing away ease in your life, letting go all the possibilities of easy money to flow into your life because you have to prove your worth? You have to allow people to see that you worked hard for it, that you really struggled for it, and you made your way and you succeeded out of a lot of struggle. How many of you are actually doing that? Please ask yourself. Because unfortunately, this reality has taught us that if you've got to have it, you've got to earn it. You've got to earn, you've got to struggle, you've got to work really hard, you've got to work your ass off to be able to create money. And thank you, Sarah, for acknowledging that exactly going through that very hardships, because we have to prove our worth. We are so busy and so entangled with other people's judgments that we have to prove that no, I got into this business deal and I just didn't make it. I just didn't make a few crores out of it. I really had to struggle. I really had to do a lot of hard work to be able to get that money in my life. So how many of us are so busy proving ourselves, proving our worth, proving our hard work, our hardships, to be able to create money so that people don't judge us? And everything that is, guys, can we please now destroy and uncreate all of that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So when I did this, when I repeated this statement that all of money comes to me with ease, joy, glory, I was taken aback because okay, I just suddenly realized that, oh my God, no, I am not willing to be judged. I want to show my hard work to people. I must show that I have worked really hard and struggled for it. And money just did not show up for me in a platter. I was not willing to be that that judged by people. So everything that is, everywhere you're not allowing yourself to be judged by people, can you please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Now, if anybody is wondering what's this clear, crazy statement that I'm saying, that is just an access consciousness clearing statement. It's more like an access consciousness energy mantra that releases, that destroys and uncreates all of this energy of being stuck up in a situation. So everywhere you are so stuck, everywhere you are so stuck in proving your worth, for which you're not inviting easy money in your life. We're just trying to shift that energy out of your lives so you can create easy money. So let me ask you, does anybody want to answer here? What is your reason for not having easy money? As I speak about ease, as I speak about my personal agenda that I wanted to prove my worth, prove my hard work to be able to earn money, what is your personal agenda? Anybody wants to be vulnerable enough to share here? Does anybody want to say anything at all? All right, so I will give you a moment to think about that. I know awareness doesn't just show up, you've got to wait a little bit. So, as I go ahead with the talk, please share in your journeys. I think it'll be so insightful for everyone to know, because I have written down this entire content based on my personal experiences. So, I'm opening up to you guys, and I would be so happy if you do that, for all of us here. So, we can all learn from each other's experiences. So that was about money. Money has a lot to do with proving your greatness, proving your self-worth. And let's talk about the journeys of so many billionaires, so many people who've made their mark in this reality. You've always known their struggle, right? Because that is what is so important. Struggle is so glorified in this reality. That is the sad part of this reality. Struggle is something which people look at. They get inspired by struggle. And how sad is that? What if we could just get inspired by ease? And everything that doesn't allow that, everything that doesn't allow ease to inspire us can be destroyed and uncreated, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. And that is so beautifully said, Radhika, that we feel we don't deserve it so easily. So I will be talking more about the deserving factor also. Very nicely picked up, Radhika. Thank you so much for that. So moving on to health. We all want a healthy body, right? We all want a body that can allow us to move around, to travel, to eat whatever we want to eat, to be out of the bed, to go working out, to go whatever we want to do with our lives. And how many of us are actually doing that? And how many of us are truly disease free? How many of you are actually living a life where there is nothing going wrong with your body? Your body is absolutely perfect. There is no skin issue, there is no digestion issue, there is no issue with your muscles, with your bones, blah, blah, blah. Everything is going great. How many of us are actually in that space? I believe zero, or maybe very one or two rare few, or maybe I think Gary and Dane, the founders of consciousness, would be in that space alone. So one of the reasons why we don't choose ease with our bodies is because we are so in the need, in the necessity of the sympathy and the empathy of people. So many of us want that attention, that care, that sympathy, that togetherness of their families, and they choose sickness to be able to create that. So when I was studying theta healing, when I was getting into the study of theta healing, one example that I learned about back in the day, which is still sticking to me right now, is that there was a lady, a woman of the house, a mother. She saw her family breaking. She saw her family disintegrating, her sons separating, and all of that was happening. And she was so disturbed by it that she actually invited a sickness, a major disease in her life. She invited that disease because she knew that this is the only thing that will keep my family together. And she actually managed to do that. Her sons did not separate, the separation did not happen, but only for a few years. But her health kept deteriorating, and people started to choose their own course. They moved on from her sickness. So this is one of the reasons. I'm not saying this is the only reason why we don't choose ease with our bodies, but this is one of the greatest reasons why people don't choose ease with their bodies, which is that they want so much of attention, sympathy, kindness, care, togetherness, and they feel that sickness is the only way that they can create that in their lives. So everything that is, and everywhere we are choosing empathy and sympathy, attention and care by choosing sicknesses and diseases. Can you please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Now talking about myself again, when I would repeat the statement that all of health, all of goodness of a body comes to me with total ease, I started to realize that if I have too much of ease with my body, how will I relate to other people's pain? How will I relate to other people's sicknesses, and how will I relate to their miseries? Because we always have this necessity to be on the same page with people. And I work with a lot of people who come with sickness issues, people who come with different kinds of diseases they are battling. And I would always feel, if I don't get it, if I don't feel their pain, if I don't have pain in my own body, how on earth am I going to understand and feel their pain? So this is one of the other hidden agendas and one of the other subconscious beliefs that I was dealing with, that eventually with the tools of consciousness and theta healing I got the opportunity to clear out. That we are living in this necessity of understanding others' pains, because we are so afraid of judgment yet again, that oh my god, they'll just believe that she is too blessed to have this kind of a body. What does she know about diseases? How will she ever feel my misery if she doesn't even have a disease in her body? What will she know about it, and how will she help me out, and how will she provide me any kind of energy healing? So that is another reason that I was dealing with in my personal life, that I was trying to be the energy of sicknesses so I could understand and feel other people's pain. And everywhere you are doing that too in your personal universes. Can you please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. A lot of people may have family members, loved ones who are dealing with diseases or sicknesses, and to be able to understand them, to be able to get them, to be able to feel them, and to be able to stay connected with them, we may invite an unease for our body, just so that we can be on the same connect, the same wavelength, the same page as them, which is quite an unfortunate thing. So these are the secret hidden agendas that don't allow us to have ease with our body, no matter how much we say it, no matter how much we consciously ask for it, no matter how many affirmations we might speak over and over again. So I will not say that these are the only reasons, but these are quite the major reasons, the greatest reasons why we end up choosing more of unease with our bodies, with our health. So let's now talk about relationships. I have divided this entire talk into 3 bits, because these are the main 3 aspects of life, right? We want ease and financial creation. Nobody wants financial lack. Nobody wants to struggle to pay their bills. Everybody wants a luxurious life. And the second point was health, because health is everything. You've got to have a good, strong, healthy, fit body to be able to create the wonders that life has to offer to you. The third factor in which a lot of us require ease, and I think it is the main force of most of the healing sessions that we do, is relationships. A lot of people come to us to heal their relationships. A lot of people come to us to have more clarity, more ease, more joy in their relationships. And we all want that, don't we? None of us want to have a difficult relationship with our parents. But tell me truly, how many of us have that story? Oh, that, oh, my father, he is so cold with me. He is so misunderstanding, and we always have our fights and we're bickering, and nothing ever seems to be good between us. And so many of us have this issue that, oh, my partner, my spouse, he is always victimizing me, gaslighting me, and it's all about him, and he's so self-centered, and I am nowhere in the picture. And a lot of other times there are situations when we say, oh, my boss, he makes me overwork, and he mistreats me, he ill-treats me, he makes me work way more harder than he pays me. So you see, in all of these areas that we are talking about, there is this space of being a victim. You are victimized. We are being victimized by the relationships that we live in. Oh, my husband was such a terrible man, he abused me, or he was in this kind of an addiction, and now I'm the victim of his life's choices. So everywhere, first of all, you are victimizing yourself in all the relationships that you are, and everywhere you're not allowing ease to show up here. Can we please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Now, ask yourselves, how many of you are victims in your stories? How many of you are victims in your relationships? be it any relationship with your parents, with your spouse, with your friends, with your colleagues, with your children. How many of you are in difficult relationships wherein you are being victimized and you are just so stuck and you have no option, you have no space to breathe? Now, let me tell you one more thing about why we don't choose the energy of ease in relationships and why we end up choosing so much of victim energy. We all love to be victims. Sad story, but true story. We all secretly love to be victims, and there is one reason to that. Why? Why do we love being victims? Why do we love to be in that identity of poor me, or poor me, I am stuck here, main bichari, and all of that? Why do we like that bichari image? Why do we always stick around with it? Why do we pretend to be the sufferers? Why do we always like to suffer, and why do we stick with the identity of suffering in our relationships? Why do we do that? Anybody wants to answer, like a quick answer? Anybody wants to answer why we like to be the victims in our relationships? Why do we like to be the sufferers in our relationships? All right, so let me help you out with that. The answer is that we love to do the blame game. We love to do the blame game. I am stuck here. I am stuck in this difficult relationship. I am the victim of this relationship. It's because of her that I'm stuck here. It's because of him that I'm stuck here. So blaming is way more easier, and blaming is way more it just gets you out of a conscious action. So if you put the blame on the other, and if you say that I am helpless here, I am choiceless here, and I am victimized here, you can easily point fingers at the other one. Yeah, like Gobind said, that it's the easy way out. And like Ashwarya said, yes, because we don't take responsibility. That is so correct. It is just the easy way out. We are actually choosing ease there by being the victims. Imagine being the victim in our relationships is easy than having joyful relationships. Being the victims in our relationships is easy than choosing ease in relationships. And what are we even doing? What are we even doing? So many of us are stuck in these abusive, demeaning, degrading, disregarding, and all of those negative words that you can think about, all of those difficult relationships, all of those toxic relationships. And we are just doing that for blaming the other person, rather than taking the conscious action. And okay, so what conscious action can we take here? What conscious action can we take in all of our relationships today that will give us total ease? What conscious action can we all take in our relationships today that will make our relationships easy? And everything that doesn't allow that can be destroyed and uncreated, please. Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. The entire concept of not having ease in relationships is because we are so busy proving our rightness and the other person's wrongness. We are so busy pointing fingers at the other one that we forget that we entered into this relationship to create ease, and we've forgotten that in the initial agenda of getting into relationships, because now we're so consumed in proving our rightness. And that is so sad, that is so upsetting, and that is the hard reality of this life. So let me just compile the three things, the three major topics that I spoke about together. I spoke about we not choosing ease in finances because we want to prove our worth. We not choosing ease in our health because we want to be able to connect with other people's pains. We not choosing ease with our health because we want that attention. We want to prove that we are here and please give me attention. And also, we're not choosing ease in our relationships because we want to prove that the other person is wrong and we are right. This entire energy of proving your worth, proving your greatness, proving your rightness has sucked out the ease from our life. And as and when I spoke this statement of all of life comes to me with ease, joy, glory, it took me a lot of time to be able to understand that why isn't it that in spite of repeating this statement, in spite of asking and choosing ease over and over again, why is it that I don't get ease? Why isn't that people don't get ease? Can you believe it that the entire world's population, for that matter, is hoping to have ease, is wanting ease, is desiring ease, but actually creating the opposite of ease, is creating struggle, creating hardships, creating miseries, creating dramas and traumas, because we are so busy in proving Please understand, in any situation where you are proving your worth, that I must prove myself, I must prove myself. In any situation, you are proving your greatness, that I'm going to show them that I'm bloody great. Or in any situation that you are proving your rightness, that I am going to prove that I am right and they are wrong. In any of these proving situations, there will be no ease. There will be no ease. The energy of proving is the greatest sucker of ease from our lives. And that is it. That is the entire concept of talking about ease. That we're not willing to have ease because we have all of those other agendas in place. So how many of us are not willing to have an overall easy life because we want to prove our worth, our greatness, our rightness, and we don't want people to judge us as, oh, they're just Destiny's favorite child and they don't know what hardships is. They got money with ease. They were blessed with a healthy body. They've never fallen sick. Oh, they just ended up meeting the right person. The first person she married was her soulmate. Oh, she's just entitled. She's Destiny's favorite child. She's not worth it. She doesn't even deserve it. She doesn't deserve ease. She just got it. She's just lucky. She's this lucky person who just gets everything around her. Are you willing to be that lucky? Are you willing to be judged by people? Are you willing to allow people to think that you're just this lucky person who just gets everything with ease? Are you willing to be that level of crazy? And everything that doesn't allow you to be that, can we destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. Let's get one thing straight now. That ease is not something that you deserve. Ease is not to deserve. Ease is to have. Ease is to be. Ease is to choose. So everywhere you decided, concluded, everywhere you were programmed to believe that is something you deserve. Ease is something you deserve. If you want an easy life, you must struggle for 20 years. It reminds me of this one dialogue I'm sure all students must have heard in school when we start going to the higher classes, that, oh, just next few years of struggle and then it's all ease and ease and ease. Board exams tak padhai kar lo, then it's all ease. Oh, college tak pad lo, then it's all ease. Acha job kar lo, then it's all ease. So we have decided and we have been programmed to feel that ease only comes after struggle. And everywhere we learnt that from our educators, from our parents, from our own eyes, looking at other people's experiences. Can we please now destroy and uncreate all of that? Everywhere we started to believe that ease is only available to you after you struggle a little bit and after you prove your worth, you prove your strength, you prove your greatness. And everything that is times a godzillion. Can we please now destroy and uncreate that energy? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. It's just like I said earlier, it is struggle that is glorified in our reality. Ease is not glorified. If you see somebody who's got everything with ease, we're like, this person is useless, crappy. He is not prepared for a harder tomorrow. If something bad happens to him, he'll never be able to control it. He'll never be able to handle it. And that is the kind of conditioning we are brought up with. Even our own parents and teachers say that, okay, you need to be prepared to get out in the real world. You need to be able to deal with your struggles. Why are we told that life is a struggle? Why are we taught? Why are we made to believe that life is a struggle? And why is this really happening in this reality? Why are we telling generation after generation that this is the truth of this reality? That ease is not the truth, struggle is the truth. And ease is not the natural state of this universe, struggle is the natural state of this universe. So everywhere you learned that, everywhere you started to believe that, and everywhere you are living with that point of view, can we please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shots, boys and beyonds. And for all the people who have joined in just now, I would like to say that this clearing statement that I'm going on repeating is just an access consciousness clearing statement, which clears your subconscious of all of those stuck points of view that don't allow you to create change in your life. So one more thing is that your point of view creates your reality. If you truly, truly believe from your subconscious and from your within that life is a struggle, then life will be a struggle for you. And if you start believing, what if you start believing that life was easy? that life can be ease, that making money can be ease, that being successful, starting a new business, getting into a new job can be easy? What if today you started to believe that dealing with all your relationships, with difficult parents, with difficult children, with a difficult spouse, with a difficult friend, with a difficult boss can be easy? What if you change your perception of life? What if you change your perception? What if you change your point of view? Because if you do that, your point of view will ultimately create your reality. What if you start to believe that having a healthy body, having a disease free body can be easy? What if you started to repeat this statement? All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night can actually create that shift in your life. What if you started to repeat that? What will that create for you? So, everywhere, first of all, you believe that ease is not even a possibility for you. And ease has never been a possibility for you. And making money with ease, having a disease free body with ease, having healthy relationships with ease has never been a possibility for you. Can you please now destroy and uncreate that and start afresh? Because I believe, that's my point of view, that every moment is a fresh moment and every moment is your moment to create something new. So everywhere you're not willing to create this new point of view that life is easy and all of life comes to me with ease, can you please destroy and uncreate everything that doesn't allow you to believe that now? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Now, another little thing. I know I've taken up too much of your time. I know that this live today is getting a little heavy because I require you to scrutinize your own selves today. I want you to sit back, reflect on your lives in these three aspects of your financial reality, your relationships, and your health. And everywhere you don't have ease, I want you to ask a question. I want you to ask the question, what is it that I am proving with the ease that I'm not choosing? What is it that I'm proving? Am I proving my worth here by choosing lack of ease? Am I proving my rightness here? Am I proving my greatness here by the lack of ease that I'm choosing? I want you to reflect on your lives. I want you to be your own therapist today, your own guiding light, your own support, your own friend, your own healer today, and ask this question. Everywhere I'm not choosing ease. Okay, so what am I proving with that? What am I proving with the lack of ease that I'm choosing? And write this question down somewhere as I speak so that you can remember it and ask it in every situation where there is lack of ease for you. What am I choosing? Sorry, what am I proving? What am I proving with the lack of ease that I'm choosing? What am I proving with the lack of ease that I'm choosing? And please ask for awareness to show up. And once the awareness shows up for you, just simply say that, okay, I destroy and uncreate that. I destroy and uncreate that. I destroy and uncreate that. Awareness is the greatest key to change, and that's exactly what I spoke about in the first live when I spoke about A to Z of consciousness. I spoke about awareness. I spoke about how an awareness, when you receive awareness, you can actually create change from there. So if some awareness shows up for you in any of these three areas, that's your key to change, and that's something that's going to allow you to change from unease to ease. One more thing I want to say, that we also choose lack of ease in our lives, lack of ease in our finances, in our relationships, in our health, in overall life. We choose lack of ease. Why? Because when we overcome those struggles, when we overcome those battles, then we feel so worthy of ourselves. We are so sitting at all times scrutinizing and judging our own selves. And when we overcome difficult situations, for example, you had to organize a huge sum of money to pay a huge loan, or to execute something that was execute a big business deal, or to build a house. You wanted a huge sum of money, and that was a big stress in your life. There was unease in that area, and suddenly you just organized the money from somewhere. Universe showered its glorious magic onto you, and you got that money. And you obviously got it with a lot of hard work. Can't forget the hardships here. So you got it with a lot of hard work, a lot of hardships, and that gave you so much of self-worth. That gave you so much of self-worth that, yay, if I can overcome this, I can overcome bloody anything. I am so good, I'm such a star. So everywhere you are inviting more and more struggles, more and more hardships in your life. Everywhere we're all doing that. Can we please now destroy and uncreate it? Everywhere we are inviting difficulties in our life, just so we can overcome those difficulties, overcome those struggles, and feel good about ourselves. Can you please destroy and uncreate that? Can we now feel good about ourselves? Can we now know, recognize, and acknowledge our self worth by choosing ease, not by choosing unease, by choosing total, complete ease? And everything that doesn't allow that can be destroyed and uncreated, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. Now imagine, it's just coming to my mind that all the movies that win the maximum number of awards, those movies have an element of struggle. Okay, they have the more the struggles and how the hero overcomes the battle and emerges victorious at the end. That movie has to win an award. And if that movie is inspired from true events, then that movie is definitely winning an Oscar, because that is the problem. We get inspired by struggle. When we see somebody overcoming a struggle, we get so inspired. Oh my god, wow, this is the way it is. So everywhere you are trying to mimic, everywhere you are trying to copy other people's struggles, and then overcoming those struggles will give you all the self-worth that you require to feel good about yourself. Can we please destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shots, boys and beyonds. So this is exactly what I wanted to speak about today. And I wanted you guys to reflect onto your own lives and see where it is that you did not choose ease up till now. And what were you so busy proving to yourself and to others that did not allow ease to show up for you? And one more thing that can actually, now all of you must be wondering, oh my god, I am choosing unease and I'm so busy proving my greatness, my rightness, and my worth, and I'm getting out of, I want to run away from people's judgments. I don't want people to think that everything comes to me with ease. So what is the fix here? What is really the fix here, and how do I actually start choosing ease? First of all, like Gary and Dane, the founders of Access Consciousness, they say, please repeat this statement: all of life comes to me with ease, joy, glory, 10 times in the morning, 10 times at night, and in between a billion times if you want to. It's totally up to you. It's just a good way to start with 10 and 10, morning and night, and then go crazy with it. Exponentialize how many times you speak it and see how the energy shifts. That's a great way to be the invitation of ease in life. Secondly, everywhere you have this point of view that, oh, I'm going to that job interview today, or I am starting a family, I am bringing up a child, or I have to get good grades in school, like for a child, or I want to anything that you want to do which is difficult for you, which is already concluded by you that, oh, this is going to be a terror and this is going to be difficult. Can you first just ask this question that, okay, I want ease here. Universe, I want ease here. I want ease here. And for example, you're going in for a divorce, and you know that divorce is going to suck the life out of you, and you're going to be stuck with lawyers and this and that, and it's going to be a terror. Can you just say, okay, universe, can you make this easy for me? And if still ease doesn't show up for you with that request to the universe, can you start asking this question that, what am I proving with the lack of ease that I'm choosing? Like I spoke about, what am I proving with the lack of ease that I'm choosing? And as you get the awareness, start working on it, destroy and uncreate everything that shows up for you. Everywhere you are proving your worth, your greatness, your capacities, your potencies, your potentials, your rightness, for which you are not allowing ease to show up. Keep destroying and uncreating all of that. So that's how it is done. It's just as simple as that. And I know it took me a while to be able to be the energy of ease in my life, to be able to invite ease in my life. And I had to go through a lot of self-check, and I think I made it so much clearer for all of you. All thanks to me, yay. Okay, just kidding. So I'm happy that I could contribute to you. And I just want to sign out by asking this one question, which I ask a lot of times in sessions when I'm talking to people, talking to friends, just helping out someone. I ask this question everywhere you are choosing lack of ease to prove your worth. Everywhere you are choosing lack of ease to prove your worth. Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it wanting, needing that money? Was it worth it having a disease-filled body? Was it worth it having a difficult relationship? So everywhere you were choosing lack of ease in order to prove your worth. Was it really worth it, guys? Was it really worth it? And that's the question I ask as I sign out today. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining in, for your time, for listening to me. And I hope this adds value to you, and I hope you be the invitation of ease now. And I hope you destroy and uncreate all of those hidden agendas, those secret factors, all of those reasons and justifications that don't allow you to be the energy of ease. So, thank you so much. And if there is anybody who wants to share anything, anybody who wants to ask a question, I'm here for the next couple of minutes. And I would love to answer your questions and see what else is possible for all of us. And as I wait for the questions, please join us again next week as we talk about the letter F. We will talk about finances, we will talk about financial ease, we will talk about financial creation, financial abundance. So let's see what happens with that every week. And I'm so glad we started this series of A to Z of Consciousness. It's adding so much to my life, one letter at a time. It's adding so much clarity, giving me so much clarity. It's been a wonderful journey for me, 5 letters hence. And I can only imagine what would it be like after 26 letters. It's going to be an amazing one, I'm sure. And I hope we're all being, both Jessica and I are being a contribution to all of you. So I believe I have, thank you Radhika, grateful to you too as always. Thank you for always receiving from us. Thank you for being so barriers down with us. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. And I believe I have given so much of information overload to you guys today that I've left you without questions. But asking questions is a great, great tool. Always ask questions. Be your curious most and allow the universe to show you in its all magical ways. Allow the universe to bring in all the possibilities to you in its most magical ways. Keep asking questions. What else is possible? How does it get better than this? And how much ease can I choose today? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye. See you next week.